she's Southern, so she had this deep Southern accent. She's like, there's always shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Shit everywhere. And so she's like, I've been in enough businesses to know that all businesses have shit. And so you just have the shit you don't know about and the shit you do know about. And you're in this business. And so this is the shit you know. And that has been so profoundly impactful in my life because it was so hard for me to break the cycle. Really hard for me. I mean, I gave you my life story of the many businesses that I've been involved in. And so like the entrepreneurial ADD has been so real for me. And I've made some of the biggest career mistakes by just pursuing and splitting my attention between multiple endeavors. And I can say truthfully that this 2024 was the first year, and this is now 2025, the first time in my life where I haven't experienced FOMO. So fear of missing out. And it was one of those things that I just always had. It's because the first time you do it, it's the biggest rush ever. You quit your job, you do the business, and you get some first traction. And that first dollar that you make when the new business, it's like the best dollar ever, right? But it's such a strong reinforcer that what does it reinforce? It reinforces stopping what you're doing and starting something else. And so I think one of the fundamental errors of entrepreneurship is that sometimes the jumping ship to start this thing is the lesson that you need to immediately unlearn, because after that, you have to just stick with it for a very long period of time.
There's also something in that entrepreneurs don't go into starting a company with the belief that their hypothesis is wrong. So in year 1 or 7 months in, when they realize that their initial hypothesis was wrong, they
can create generational wealth. So it's about a 10-year slug. And here's the really hard truth about it. If you have a job right now, for almost all of that 5 years, you quit your job because you don't want to work as hard as you are and you want to make more money. And as soon as you quit, you will realize that you are now going to work way harder than you were and you're going to make less money for an extended period of time. The one benefit is that you get to claim all responsibility for how little you make and how much you work because you're like, my boss is an idiot and it's me. But it's the truth. And I think that in some ways, having that optimistic ignorance is actually one of the really redeeming traits of entrepreneurs. And one of the really hard parts is that the biggest jump you have to make gets so, said differently, everyone thinks you're a dick. And so he ended up making his rounds of the executive team and having a sit down with all of them because he was really proficient at the skill. He was a high performer, like good at what he does, just no one liked him. And so he talked to 4 different executives and the behavior didn't change. And so he finally came to my office and he was like a little bit worried and he was like, am I gonna get fired? And I was like, no, HR will fire you if you're gonna get fired. You're not gonna meet with me. Like, what are we talking about? But when we sat down, I said, okay, I wanna be clear. I wanna decrease the likelihood that people call you a dick in the future. I said, does that sound like an agreeable goal? And he said, yeah, I want that. I was like, okay, good. I also don't care if you are a dick. I just care that everyone else thinks you are. And so this is why, like, most entrepreneurs, in my opinion, don't actually quit, they fizzle. So it's not a big bang. Usually it's, they stop seeking. So either they get content at the level that they're at and they just don't strive for more. And sometimes they say it just wasn't worth the trade. And I respect that. If you're like, you know what, I'm at $1 million a year and I don't want any more, fine, you won. Congratulations, like you won at life. But most of the times they don't really quit. They just stop trying. And then they just either coast or it just fizzles into nothingness. And that's just my experience of having, and I'm sure you've seen this, having gone through like cycles of entrepreneur. It's like seasons. It's like, oh yeah, I came in through, even like in the media and influencer space, whatever. It's like, there's a bunch of guys that 10 years ago, it's a different landscape now than it was 10 years ago. Some people adapted. You're like, I don't want to care about work that much. And I just want to spend all my time with my family. I'm like, congratulations, you fucking won. That's amazing. Just don't assume that everyone's you. And that what winning for me is the same as winning for you. And I think the times that I talk about this, I know that my message won't resonate with everyone, and that's okay. But it's for the few people who were like me and felt like everyone told them there was something wrong with them. And I still get people to tell me there's something wrong with me. And if wrong means not normal, then yeah, you bet. But it's more so that like you are different and that's okay. And I think that if if you're okay with that, then it unleashes this whole new realm of possibility of being able to do.
If this hit you, smash that subscribe button and join the wealth-minded community for the brutal truths the world won't tell you. Link below.